The lion is a common charge in heraldry. It traditionally symbolizes bravery, nobility, royalty, strength, stateliness, and valor, because historically it has been regarded as the king of beasts. Examples in Europe. Lions are present in the coats of arms of several European countries: coat of arms of Denmark, coat of arms of Estonia, coat of arms of Montenegro, coat of arms of Norway, royal arms of England, throne chair of Denmark, throne chairs of Norway. History. The animal designs in the heraldry of the high medieval period are a continuation of the animal style of the Viking Age, ultimately derived from the style of Scythian art as it developed from c. the 7th century BC. Symmetrically paired animals in particular find continuation from migration period art via insular art to Romanesque art and heraldry. The animals of the barbarian predecessors of heraldic designs are likely to have been used as clan symbols, adopted in Germanic tradition around the 5th century. They were reinterpreted in a Christian context in the western kingdoms of Gaul and Italy in the 6th and 7th centuries. The characteristic of the lion as royal animal in particular is due the influence of the Physiologus, and early Christian book about animal symbolism, originally written in Greek in the 2nd century and translated into Latin in about AD 400. It was a predecessor of the medieval bestiaries. The lion as a heraldic charge is present from the very earliest development of heraldry in the 12th century. One of the earliest known examples of armory as it subsequently came to be practiced can be seen on the tomb of Geoffrey Plantagenet, Count of Anjou, who died in 1151. An enamel, probably commissioned by Geoffrey's widow between 1155 and 1160, depicts him carrying a blue shield decorated 6 golden lions rampant and wearing a blue helmet adorned with another lion. A chronicle dated to c. 1175 states that Geoffrey was given a shield of this description when he was knighted by his father-in-law, Henry I, in 1128. Earlier heraldic writers attributed the lions of England to William the Conqueror, but the earliest evidence of the association of lions with the English crown is a seal bearing 2 lions pastel, used by the future King John during the lifetime of his father, Henry II, who died in 1189. Since Henry was the son of Geoffrey Plantagenet, it seems reasonable to suppose that the adoption of lions as an heraldic emblem by Henry or his sons might have been inspired by Geoffrey's shield. John's elder brother, Richard the Lionheart, who succeeded his father on the throne, is believed to have been the first to have borne the arms of 3 lions passant guard and, still, the arms of England, having earlier used 2 lions rampant combatant, which arms may also have belonged to his father. Richard is also credited with having originated the English crest of a lion statement. Apart from the lions of the Plantagenet coat of arms, 12th century examples of lions used as heraldic charges include the Stauffen and Wittelsbach coats of arms, both deriving from Henry the Lion. The royal coat of arms of Scotland, attributed to William the Lion. The coat of arms of Denmark, first used by Canute VI. The coat of arms of Flanders, first used by Philip I. The coat of arms of Leon, an example of canting arms attributed to Alfonso VII. And the coat of arms of Bohemia, first granted to Vladislaus II. Coats of arms of the 13th century include those of the House of Savoy, the Ludovigians, Luxembourg, the Kingdom of Ruthenia, the House of Habsburg, the Kingdom of Bulgaria and the Armenian Kingdom of Cilicia. Unlike the eagle, which is comparatively rare in heraldry because it was reserved as an imperial symbol, the lion became a symbol of chivalry and was not restricted to royal coats of arms. The Zurich Heraldic armorial has a number of coats of arms with lions, most of them of ministeriales of the House of Habsburg. The lion in the coat of arms of Bohemia is depicted with two tails. According to Monastria, this is due to a jest made by Emperor Frederick, who granted Vladislaus II, Duke of Bohemia, a coat of arms with a lion coué, that is, with its tail between its legs. Vladislaus's men refused to follow this emblem, calling it an ape, so that Frederick agreed to improve the arms by giving the lion not just one but two erect tails. Attitudes. As many attitudes now exist in heraldry as the heraldist's imagination can conjure, as a result of the ever-increasing need for differentiation, but very few of these were apparently known to medieval heralds. One distinction commonly made, although it may be of limited importance, is the distinction of lions in the walking positions as leopards. The following table summarizes the principal attitudes of heraldic lions. Other terms are used to describe the lion's position in further detail. It should be noted that each coat of arms has a right and left side with respect to the person carrying the shield, so the left side of the shield as drawn on the page is called the dexter side. The lion's head is normally seen in agreement with the overall position, facing dexter unless otherwise stated. If a lion's whole body is turned to face right, he is to sinistra contourne. If his whole body faces the viewer, he is affronte. If his head only faces the viewer, he is guardant to guardant, and if he looks back over his shoulder, he is regardant. These adjectives follow any other adjectives of position. A lion cowed carries the tail between its hind legs. The tail also may be knotted, forked, doubled, as in the arms of the Kingdom of Bohemia. Lions versus leopards. Both lions and leopards may have been among the earliest beasts to appear in heraldry. The Oxford Guide to Heraldry notes that the earliest English treatise on heraldry, a late 13th or early 14th century Anglo-Norman manuscript titled the Heraldry, mentions the crow, eagle, griffin, heron, leopard, lion, martlet, popinjay, and swan. Citing Bardo Oreo, the Oxford Guide further suggests that the leopard, said to be born of an adulterous union between a lioness and a pard, unlike a mule incapable of reproducing, may be an appropriate charge for a person born of adultery barred from reproducing. As a general rule, English heralds tend to identify lions as rampant and leopards as prassant guardant, but the heraldic distinction between lions and leopards is often ambiguous and in some cases may be controversial. Part of the confusion arises from international differences in translation or in the defining characteristics of each, particularly in charges that show some characteristics of each. English herald Arthur Charles Fox Davies asserted in 1909 that the leopard, denoting a lion passant guardant, was a term of French origin that had long since become obsolete in English armory. In French blazon, however, the old distinction is still observed. Fox Davies continued, term our lion passant a leopard lion and doer lion rampant guardant is the lion leopard. Dutch heraldist Johannes Rietstap, however, defined a leopard lion as a lion rampant guardant and a lion leopard as a lion paslant. German-American heraldist Carl Alexander von Volborg agrees with Rietstap's translations, in contrast to those of Fox Davies as stated above. As if to clarify the situation, English heraldist Hugh Clarke wrote in his introduction to heraldry, the true heraldic lion, according to French authors, is always to be represented in profile, or, as the ancient heralds say, showing but one eye and one ear. His attitude also should always be rampant or ravaging. When passant and full-faced, they blazoned him a leopard, vide lion leopard. In England, however, the lions in the royal and other achievements have always been blazoned as lions, however depicted since the time of Henry III, in whose reign they were called leopards. Lion leoparde is a French term for what the English call a lion passant guardant. The word leopard is always made use of by the French heralds to express in the language a lion full-faced or guardant. Thus, when a lion is placed on an escutcheon in that attitude which we call rampant guardant, the French blazon it a lion leoparde. When he is passant only, they call him leopard lionet. English heraldist Charles Bootle wrote in 1890 that the lions of England were generally termed leopards until the end of the 14th century, including in the roll of arms of Henry III of England, and in a statute of Edward I of England, dating to 1300, which made reference to Cyanade, une teste de leopard marked with the king's lion. Quote, in English heraldry, Bootle explained, only when he was in this rampant attitude did the early heralds consider any lion to be a lion, and blazon him by his true name, a lion walking and looking about him. The early heralds held to be acting the part of a leopard. Consequently, when he was in any such attitude, they blazoned him as a leopard. The animal bearing that name bore it simply as an heraldic title, which distinguished a lion in a particular attitude. These heraldic leopards were drawn in every respect as other heraldic lions, without spots or any leopardish distinction whatever. This explains the usage retained until late in the 14th century, which assigned to the lions of the Royal Shield of England the name of leopards. They were so called, not by the enemies of England for derision and insult, as some persons, in their ignorance of early heraldry, have been pleased both to imagine and to assert, but the English kings and princes, who well knew their lions to be lions, in blazon styled them leopards, because they also knew that lions in the attitude of their lions were heraldic leopards. In heraldry, sources, symbols and meaning, German heraldist Gottfried Neuberger explained, when the blazon does not specifically mention a position, the lion may be assumed to be rampant. If he is in a different position, other terminology must be used, referring to the position of his head and limbs. An early heraldic convention found in medieval blazons uses the distinction between a lion and a leopard previously employed by the ancient Greeks. In antiquity, the lion, having a heavy mane, was generally shown in profile, while the leopard, having less hair, was shown looking towards the observer. A lion looking towards the observer therefore came to be given the name of the animal usually shown in the pose. According to Neuberger, what in Old French is termed a leopard is always guardant, thus the modern English heraldic terms lion passant guardant, lion passant, and lion rampant guardant correlate to the Old French terms leopard, lion leoparde, and leopard lionet, respectively. Gallery. Lions as heraldic charge. A wide variety of political entities across the world use lions in their official emblems. The following is just a sampling of these. Lions rampant. A small group of examples is depicted listed below. Lions paslant. Lions couchant. Lions in crest. Lions as supporters. Eastern depictions. Outside of classical heraldry, lions have also found a way onto the coats of arms or emblems used by modern states in Asia, often based on traditional depictions of lions in the respective cultures or regions.